Here we have a new 2023 Ford Mustang Mach-E. This one comes in the GT trim level in Vapor Blue Metallic. And then we have the ebony ActiveX interior with the copper stitching. It's kind of like an Alcantara, I think. But the powertrain consists of those 2 electric motors, one on each axle. And those get power from a 91 usable kilowatt-hour battery. So as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. Love the front end here where the grille should be. I just love that design there, having the gloss black, have like a splitter look at the bottom. Super sporty looking in my opinion. But I just love these in Vapor Blue. If you've been following the channel, I've pretty much done 3 of these already. Not on purpose, that's just what's selling right now. But we have 20-inch aluminum wheels here. And the charge ports here, I think we still get 150 kilowatt DC fast charging speed. But I'll take a look at the window sticker and hopefully that'll kind of confirm that for me. Now we get passive keyless entry, all 4 doors. You just have to have the key in your pocket and just hit the button, you can unlock it. And then we have the power door lock controls here, memory seat functions here. To set, just hold the number till it beeps at you, and then to recall, just press the button quickly and let off. We have electronic rear window lock and child locks there. Power folding mirrors that have blind spot monitors in them. And then we can pick a side for the power mirrors, left or right, turn them on or off, and then adjust using this dial here. 1-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors, and then our door latch is right there. But I love that trim there. I love how they did that because you kind of have the ActiveX here, and then you have the, like I said, the suede or Alcantara right there that matches the seats. And then we do get this Bang & Olufsen sound system, which I'm actually feeling it this year. I don't know why, maybe it was the song I chose, but for whatever reason, it sounded better than it usually does. But there is the latch for the front. Traction control, brightness for the gauge cluster, headlamp controls, all that's there. Manual tilt telescope steering wheel release. And there's our power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. And again, having that ActiveX here and that Alcantara there, just a nice look for the seat. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. But before we check out the rear leg room, a huge shout out to Ford of Franklin for allowing me to review this Mach-E GT today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But y'all can pause it where you need to on this window sticker, and there it is, 150 kilowatt DC charge capable. And then this one stickers right at $61,795, so no additional options here. 270-mile range. Now to the back seat. Gonna hop in here. And decent leg room for this to be a sports car, I think. My knees are touching the back of the seat, but it kind of has this little hump here, so if your legs weren't as wide and as big as mine were, but you were as tall, you could fit them behind here, no problem. But we do have seat back pockets on both sides. Rear AC vents are there, USB-C, USB-A charge port duo there. Middle seat, you can fold that down. 2 bottle holders in here. And we do get the beautiful glass panel Skyroof there. Now, one thing I wish that they would do is go ahead and just put a power retractable roof cover on there, because it does tend to get hot in there. I mean, the glass does a pretty good job at making sure heat doesn't go through like a normal sunroof does, but it still can get a little hot. Of course, they make aftermarket products for that. You can just cover it up. But there's the back end there. We do have LED tail lamps. Love the look of those. And I love the power lift gate on these just because it's so seamless, so quiet. But we do have side pockets, or side storage areas, excuse me, where you can put stuff that you want to have in the back but don't want it sliding around. And then underneath here we do have the tire inflator kit. And then a 12 volt. But around to the rear passenger side, I'm going to show you how these seats fold down. All you have to do is pull, or push here, excuse me, and then pull the seat down. It'll fold completely flat. And then just make sure the seat belt's out of the way. And then you can snap it back into place. It's supposed to go over here so that doesn't happen, but it's kind of hard to get the button when you do that. And then to the front passenger seat, we have power with two-way power lumbar again, right there. Glove compartment space, pretty good size. But I just like how this one's spec'd out. Love how the wheels go with the vapor blue, and then the interior I think is just stunning. But there's the front space there. And then to close this, you just always want to give it kind of a little push to the end. And see, I didn't do it correctly. I choked under pressure. But you just want to grab it, kind of slam it to get it completely closed. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So we do have the ActiveX wrap steering wheel here, which I think is fantastic, just easy to grip onto. There's a horn there. And then over here to the radio, we do get AM, FM, XM, and then we have Bluetooth audio as well. And then wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. And then for your charging settings, you can go in here and just decide when you want the departure and comfort to be on. So let's say you leave for work every day at 7 a.m. You want to make sure that it's hot out there or hot in the vehicle because it's always cool or chilly in the morning. You can do that, whatever you want there. And then you can also set up your charging location. So when you're at the house, if you only want to charge to 80%, or if you go to a certain charging station, you only want to charge to 70% or whatever, you can do that too. And then your shortcuts are all down here, kind of based on what you use frequently. But over here to the controls, we do have unbridled engage, whisper for the drive modes, automatic brake hold, and unbridled extended for when you're on the track or whatever. And then one pedal drive, you can turn that on or off, as well as the propulsion sound. And then to add Bluetooth, pretty easy to just set that up, and it works for the CarPlay, Android Auto as well. Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found. And then you just walk through all that on your phone. Now, driver assistance, you can go in here to toggle the cruise control, the lane keeping system. You can set up all the settings for that. And then your vehicle settings in here, you can go ahead and go through all of those wonderful options. And then your general settings here, you can change your units of measurement as well as your language. And then ambient lighting as well. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. You probably won't use. There's a backup camera there. And then you have guidelines that follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then you have a front camera as well. And basically the front camera just comes on whenever you get super close to an object, and it kind of gives you a curbside view so you don't hit anything. But the 360's up top there. You can toggle the parking sensors as well. And then you have your dual zone automatic climate controls. You can pull this up to decide where you want the airflow to come from. And then click the fan down here to adjust that speed. You have 3 stages of auto. And this is pretty all self-explanatory. Just you have to click the buttons. You'll figure it out. But you can set the heated seat to auto. You have 3 stages for the driver and front passenger if you want to do it manually. Heated steering wheel toggles there. Defrosters are there. And there's a front camera there. And you can pull that up by hitting that up there. Down here, USB-C, USB-A duo, wireless charging pad on the left side, bottle holders, and then navigate to parking. You can toggle the parking sensors as well by hitting that button. Hazards are there. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. And then the shifter, PRND, park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then L here is actually a regen mode. So if you're in regular drive without one pedal on, you can toggle that on or off too. And then when you put in neutral, it'll tell you to select L, and that puts you into the full-on neutral mode. It's like a 30-minute mode, so don't use it to tow. Then we have a storage cubby here with a 12-volt I like how they have the GT kind of stitched there. Sunglasses holders here. And then your dome lights. Garage door transmitter. There's a view of the back from up here. And then we do have the vanity mirror there. Now back up front, blinkers, and then your high beams. You want to make sure the headlamps are on, and then you can turn those on or off there and flash here. And then windshield wiper controls. We do have automatic wipers, so there's one time that's off, auto is there, then low, high, and then you can kind of mess with your sensitivity of the auto wipes there, and then your rear wiper is here. And you just push that back for the rear wiper fluid, pull up here for the front wiper fluid. Cruise control, you can toggle that there. Lane keep, you can toggle that. Gap adjust for the adaptive cruises there. You can set speed, cancel, resume there. And then you have a Bluetooth button, voice recognition, volume control, and you can go through your track list, radio station presets there. And then you can use this OK button to go through whatever prompts may come up on the gauge cluster there. And then this is the sensor for the Blue Cruise to make sure you're paying attention and all of that. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob. And to my favorite part, let's go ahead and take this 2023 Mach-E GT out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Mach-E GT here. Pretty quick car, I can say that because I have the California Route 1 Mach-E, which is basically the rear-mounted range, I guess, oriented Mustang Mach-E, and that one is still pretty quick. I think you have like 320 pound-feet of torque or something, and then 290 something horsepower. And this has much more than that does. And again, that California Route 1 is pretty quick, so this is just a whole nother level here. But ride quality is pretty similar to my Mach-E. It is choppy, but you just feel the road. I mean, this is like driving a go-kart, and I've had people drive my car that have told me it's like you're on rails driving this thing, especially around twists and whatnot, just because the lower center of gravity and just how poised this thing is on the road. I mean, this thing is just so quick. The power that this puts down is insane. And where you really feel it, I mean, you can feel it from a stop too, but going from like 15 miles an hour just cruising and then stomping on it, it's a crazy feeling. It really is, especially in this unbridled mode. Engage is pretty similar. Whisper is not bad either. Of course, that's meant to maximize your range. But I mean, this is just a beast of a car. Especially to be around that $60,000 price point, and you don't have to put gas in it. Especially with gas being $3.40 around here, probably more. I know it's much more in other areas. But you can just come out of a corner and put your foot down in this and it's nothing. Gosh, oh man. That is fantastic. I'll give it one more good pull before we kind of show off the Blue Cruise and everything. And just watch the speedometer. Just crazy. So we're gonna put on Blue Cruise and all that there. We're just kind of watching the road here for the most part, but the car's doing everything, keeping the vehicle centered in the lines, keeping that safe distance between ourselves and then the vehicle in front of us, even as it starts to brake. Now the road noise is pretty prevalent in these, and again, I know that from firsthand experience having one. Wind noise is there, not overly intrusive or bothersome for me, and especially with this B&O sound system, that won't be an issue. I have a stock system in my Mach-E, and then I have a couple subwoofers to kind of give a more surround sound feel. But for the most part, not really a big issue. But even compared to the Ioniq 5, the Bolt, a few other competitors, this one is just the most fun for me and the most, I think, sport-oriented car that's in an EV version right now, around this price point. But I mean, $60,000, $62,000 for something this quick, worth every penny in my opinion. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Ford Mustang Mach-E GT.